Hello everyone, I'm back again with a revision session where I'm going to revise extract based questions for class 10 English CBSE. These revision tips are extremely successful and very useful and helpful for you, and if you do them diligently, I can guarantee that you will really do well in your exams, because I'm covering questions which are not very common. These questions are a little different and you need to use your analytical skills, and you also need to understand the lesson line by line so that you can answer all the questions correctly. So these revision sessions are super easy, and if you do them correctly you will definitely do well in your exams, and that's the reason this is the third day I'm conducting the revision session. Those who are watching now and those who are watching this video later, remember to watch the video till the end. This is your English language teacher Nilanjana Sarkar, and I'm here to help you with your grade 10th board preparation. So without wasting much time, I would like to dive in and start with the session. I'm going to read the extract first. It was only when I began to learn that my boyhood freedom was an illusion, when I discovered as a young man that my freedom had already been taken from me, that I began to hunger for it. At first, as a student, I wanted freedom only for myself, the transitory freedoms of being able to stay out at night, read what I pleased, and go where I chose. Later, as a young man in Johannesburg, I yearned for the basic and honorable freedom. So those who have prepared your lessons well, you must be knowing that this extract is from the lesson Nelson Mandela, A Long Walk to Freedom. So our first extract is based on this particular lesson. Let's move on to the first question. The title that best suits the extract is Freedom for Everything, Knowledge About Freedom, Significance of Freedom, Realization of Freedom. So which is the title that best suits the extract? The answer is the first one, Freedom for Everything. So we will choose the first one. Now this question is based on this particular extract. Here in this extract, the narrator tells that freedom was an illusion for him in the beginning. As a young man, his concept of freedom was different, and then later on it became more centered upon staying out at night, reading what he wanted, going where he chose to go. So it was basically freedom for everything that he was looking for. So therefore we will go with the first option, freedom for everything. It is not about any knowledge about freedom. Also, significance of freedom. This extract does not mention anything about the significance. Significance means the meaning of freedom. So therefore we cannot choose the second and the third option. The last option is realization of freedom. Does this extract mean anywhere that what did he exactly realize about the concept of freedom? No. So here mainly he talks about he was looking for freedom in various ways, in small activities that he was doing. The next question, why do you think the speaker mentions some freedom as transitory? Why does the speaker mention certain freedoms as transitory? Now what is the meaning of the word transitory? It means something which is not permanent, something which doesn't stay forever. The first option is the freedoms are momentary and keep changing with time. Momentary also means similar to transitory, something that is there for the moment and again after some time it can change. The second option, the definition of freedom is constant but perspectives differ. Perspectives differ means every person can have a different idea about freedom. Freedom means different things to different people. Does it somewhere get connected with the question? No. Freedom doesn't mean different things to different people. And the last one, freedom is not that important after a certain age. No. So therefore we eliminate third, fourth. We also eliminate the second one. The closest answer to this option, this question, is the first one. The freedoms are momentary. Most of the freedoms are transitory. What, according to the narrator, the freedoms that he was enjoying, they were momentary and they kept changing with time. The next question, choose the option that best fits the usage of the word illusion as used in the extract. Now, what is the meaning of the word illusion? Illusion means something which appears to be real, but it's not real. So, in the extract, how does this word appear? I learned that my boyhood freedom was an illusion. My boyhood freedom was an illusion means I thought it was freedom, but later on I realized that this is not what I meant by freedom. So it's not something which is real. It appears to be real but not real. So let us look at the options. He was never able to get past the illusion. The illusion I experienced was quite intriguing. A large mirror in the room creates an illusion. I was living under the illusion that this is possible. I was living under the illusion that this is possible. So living under the illusion. I was living under the belief that it's real and that this is possible. So therefore, the fourth option is the correct option. The third option is a large mirror in the room creates an illusion. Over here, the third option, it means it creates an image. The second option, the illusion I experienced was quite intriguing, was quite interesting. But the closest that we again can decide is the fourth option, I was living under the illusion. Just like the way the narrator has mentioned in the extract. The similar option is the fourth option. I began to learn that my boyhood freedom was an illusion. We move on to the next question. The speaker says, at first, as a student, I wanted freedom only for myself. Why do you think he only thought about himself? The options, he didn't want to think about the freedom denied to others. He was being selfish and I was only bothered about himself. He didn't think that freedom denied to him was important for others. And the fourth option is he was too young to realize that freedom was denied to others as well. Now he was too young. This is something that we can connect with the question. In the question you have the word at first as a student. That means when he was really young, that time he did not understand that the other people who lived in the society, they were also denied the freedom. That time it did not make any sense to him. He was not aware about the fact because he was too young, too naive and inexperienced. So therefore, we will go with the fourth option, which is the closest to the statement. At first, as a student, I wanted only freedom for myself because I didn't know that others were not getting the freedom. I was too young to realize that. I hope this is clear. So we can move on to the next question. A part of the extract has been paraphrased. Choose the option that includes the most appropriate solution to the blanks in the given paraphrase of the context. Now, a part of the extract, the part that you just read, it has been paraphrased, means it has been given in simpler words. The speaker's belief about freedom since childhood proved false. It was not until the speaker grew up to be a young man when it dashed on him that he was dash of freedom. Then he began dash it. So the first option, if we go with the A option, the first one, when it desired on him. The word desired, it cannot be desired on him. So therefore, we don't even need to go to the second and the third option. The first option itself tells us that we should not waste our time on this option because the first answer itself is wrong. We move on to the second one. When it dawned on him. Now the word dawned, what does it mean? It means when he started realizing, when he started understanding. So somewhere it makes sense. Let's check the second option. That he was dash of freedom, that he was deprived of freedom. Then he began desiring it. That's when he started desiring, really wanting the freedom that he was looking for. So the second option is correct, but then we need to move on to the third and we need to check that whether even they can be correct or not. So the first one in the third option is also dawned, but the second option is arrived. That he was arrived of freedom, that doesn't make any sense. So we cannot choose that as well, right? The last option, when it arrived on him, again this doesn't make any sense. Arrived on him. So therefore the second option, all the three words make sense. Dawned, deprived, desiring. So we're going to go with the second option. So dear students, when you have these kind of multiple options and you may get a little confused, the idea is check the first option. Okay, if the first blank is fitting properly, you can zero down on that. Okay, you can shortlist that. Immediately don't choose. Then you can move on to the next option and see again that if the first option is again correct, the second blank, does it make sense? So in this way you need to eliminate the wrong ones and choose on the correct option. But yes, throughout the exam make sure that you have a cool mind. If you get tensed, you may get confused and puzzled. So therefore please do not take any kind of tension. Attempt all the questions with a very cool mind. That is very important. I always tell my students. I hope this is clear. We move on to the next question, which is the next extract. Let me read out the extract for you. He just felt a bit dizzy. Then he flapped his wings once and he soared upwards. Gaga, quaw, his mother swooped past him, her wings making a loud noise. He answered her with another scream. Then his father flew over him screaming. He saw his two brothers and his sister flying around him, curveting and banking and soaring and diving. Then he completely forgot that he had not always been able to fly and commended himself to dive and soar and curve, shrieking shrilly. So this is the extract, and if you have prepared your lessons nicely, you must be knowing that this is from the lesson 2 stories about flying, right? So let us check out which questions we have from this lesson. Pick out the most appropriate reason. Why was the seagull feeling dizzy? Why the seagull felt dizzy? He hadn't eaten anything for a day. He was dizzy with excitement. He was wary of heights and he was flying for the first time. Now this extract is from that part when the seagull started flying after a long gap, when he finally mustered up the courage with a lot of coaxing and persuasion, with hunger. That's when he started flying. And the moment he started flying for the first time, he was feeling a little uneasy. Okay, so it is not for the food. He hadn't eaten anything for a day. No, we have to eliminate this. He was dizzy with excitement? No. He was wary of heights? Yes, of course he was. But the main reason, the reason why he was dizzy, because he was flying for the first time and he did not have the belief in himself whether he will be able to make it or not. That's the reason the fourth option is the correct answer. How would you describe the screams of the gull in the given extract? In this part of the extract, we can see that the seagull started shouting, started screaming. Why? Was it elation? Was it for shock? Was it for bewilderment? Or was it for protection? What is the reason that the seagull started shouting and screaming? So what are the options over here? Elation. Elation means extremely happy. Shock. He's not able to come to terms that whether he's really flying or not. Bewilder. Bewilder means extreme surprised. Am I able to fly? And the last one is protection. No. So we can't go with the fourth one. We will go with the third option. The seagull was bewildered, extremely surprised with his own ability to fly without any struggles. That's the reason the seagull screamed for the first time when it started flying. The next option, the line "he completely forgot that he had not always been able to fly" implies the great confidence of the young girl. No, there was absolutely no confidence. That's the reason he was reluctant to fly. Naturalness of the act of flying. Naturalness of the act. What do you mean by this? This means that flying is a natural instinct of a bird. You don't need to teach a bird how to fly. It's a natural instinct. Just like for us, breathing is a natural instinct. We can do it automatically, immediately. The moment we are born, we start breathing. It's a natural way to survive. Similarly, for a bird, it's the natural instinct. So the second option seems to be correct, but still we will check with the third and the fourth one. The third one is satisfaction and the joy of flying together as a family. No. Fourth one, desire of the young girl to leave his fears behind. The seagull was not really longing to shed all his fears, rather it was reluctant to do that. So therefore, when he started flying for the first time, that's when he completely forgot that nobody has actually taught him to fly, and how is he able to do it? So therefore, the second option is the correct answer. The seagull shrieked shrilly after it dived in. Why does it do so? Shriek. Shriek means a loud cry in a shrill, thin voice. Why did the seagull do so? Why did it shriek in a shrill manner? The seagull, the answer for this will be the seagull shrieked in a shrill manner because it was bewildered at its own ability to fly for the first time, where nobody has even taught him to do so. That's the answer. The seagull was extremely bewildered at his own ability to fly, and realizing that he is able to do it is filled with ecstasy. Okay, so this is the answer of the this particular question. The next extract is from A Letter to God, your first lesson in the book First Flight. Okay, so let's read the extract and understand how we can solve the questions correctly. So in order not to shake the writer's faith in God, the postmaster came up with an idea: answer the letter. But when he opened it, it was evident to answer it he needed something more than goodwill, ink and paper. But he stuck to his resolution. He asked for money from his employees, he himself gave part of his salary, and several friends of his were obliged to give something for an act of charity. So this is that part of the lesson when Lencho gives the letter and the letter reaches the postmaster. The moment the postmaster opens the letter, he realizes that even though he wanted to help this man from the bottom of his heart, but just by helping it won't be enough, because Lencho needed something more than that. He needed money, and he had to arrange the money. He initially wanted to reply the letter, but then he realized that he needed money. So he arranged the money from his employees, he contributed a part of his salary, and he also asked from his friends to donate something as an act of charity. This is the meaning of the extract. Now let's check the questions. Choose the characteristics not displayed by the postmaster. So the postmaster, let us ask ourselves the questions and try to find out the answer. The postmaster was empathetic and forgiving. Of course he was. He was compassionate and placid. He was argumentative and insolent. Insolent means rude. He was polite and helpful. So we can see that he was empathetic, he was compassionate, but he was never argumentative and rude, right? So therefore we are going to go with the third option because he never displayed these characteristics. He was never argumentative, neither he was rude. Option C is the correct answer. The next question. Why did the postmaster get surprised on seeing the letter? Because it was a letter to God? Yes, of course. Because he had never seen such a strong faith in God? Of course, indeed, the postmaster has never seen anybody who has shown such strong faith in God. So both A and B are correct. None of the above. We have to eliminate this. We go with the C option. Let's move on to the next one. Now this is a little different kind of a question. The postmaster came up with an idea. This sentence is there in the extract. The postmaster came up. The word came up. What does this mean? It is a phrasal verb. And it means to think of an idea. Like we often say, I came up with this idea. I came up with a thought. So the word came up is a phrasal verb. Now those who are not very clear about phrasal verbs, I have a lot of videos on my channel where you can check out phrasal verbs. There are a couple of phrasal verb videos which I have made and they are very important if you really want to build your fluency. Phrasal verbs are used a lot by native speakers. Okay, so in this lesson we can see that yes, there are often a couple of phrasal verbs which come up, but in this case, came up, what do you mean by this? And the question is, which of the following is not a phrasal verb? I have 4 options given. The truth came out. Is it a phrasal verb? Came out. Yes. Came out means the truth finally got revealed. So, came out is nothing to do with, coming somewhere. Phrasal verbs are a little tricky. When you listen to the word, you will see that the literal meaning and the meaning of the phrase in a different way are quite confusing and puzzling. So the truth came out, the word came out is a phrasal verb. It means the truth got revealed. The second one, I came across this old photograph. Came across, probably I was doing searching something and suddenly I got this old photograph. So this is the meaning of the phrasal verb came across. She is coming today. Is coming. Is it a phrasal verb? No. And the last one, the bill came to rupees 1000. Came to, again came to is a phrasal verb and it means it added up to. The bill added up to 1000. So therefore, the third option is not a phrasal verb. And the rest of the 3 options are phrasal verb. So as I always keep telling that please read the lesson line by line and try to understand everything whatever has been mentioned in the lesson. Don't just memorize the questions. Who, what, who did this and where did Lencho go and what did he lose and what did he ask for. Simple questions will be asked, but yes, you also need to be prepared with a little different twisted questions where your language skills will be tested. The next one, select the option that uses the word stuck in the same way as in the extract. So let's check how it is used in the extract. but he stuck to his resolution. He stuck to his resolution. He stuck to his promise. He did not move from there. This is the meaning of the word stuck. Now let us check the options. I stuck the pictures on my paper. Now here the word stuck is the past tense of stick. So we can't go with this. His car got stuck in the snow. It got stuck and it's not able to move. Not able to move. Just now I said he stuck to his resolution. He was not able to move from his resolution. I keep getting stuck on difficult words. Keep getting stuck means I keep getting difficulty. I keep getting facing challenges. I'm not able to move ahead of it. I always get stuck with my bill. I always get stuck with the bill means I am always facing some problem with the bill. So therefore, the second option, his car got stuck in the snow and it's not able to move out of it. That's the same way as it is used in the extract. Why did the postmaster stick to his resolution? Why did he do so? Why did he stick to his resolution? Because the postmaster, first of all, was a very helpful gentleman. He was an amiable, good-hearted gentleman, and he did not want to shake Lencho's faith. He was so impressed with Lencho's faith in God that he did not want to shake Lencho's faith. That's the reason he thought that if I have decided to help this man, I would do so, and that's the reason he did not move or he did not change his mind, and therefore he stuck to his resolution. So the answer is the postmaster didn't want to shake Lencho's faith in God, and also he was a very amiable and good-hearted fellow who wanted to genuinely help him. So this is the answer of the question. With this we have completed 3 extracts today, and the 3 extracts are from A Letter to God, 2 stories about flying, and Nelson Mandela. I hope this revision session, even if nobody is watching now, but later on if you come across this video, this will solve your doubts. It's a very fruitful revision session for you. And if you listen to the video and practice the questions in the same way as I have been telling you, I can guarantee that you will get full marks in your extract based questions. Okay, so I have completed all the extract based questions from more or less all the lessons. Whatever is remaining, I will be coming up soon again. However, you need to keep studying, keep preparing, and listen to the videos so that you can do self-learning. That is very important, doing self-learning, where you actually do not need anybody's help. You can learn by itself if you have your own motivation. So have the willpower, don't lose your focus, because this exam of your grade 10th is extremely important. Important because whatever you have learned all these years, this is going to be like a culmination of your knowledge. Okay, so I wish you all the best, and I know that you're going to do well. And in the meantime, if you think that this video of mine was helpful in some way or the other, do subscribe to the channel and give a like and share a comment. That would bring a smile to my face. Okay, so that's all for today. A very good night. And if you have any doubts on any lesson, do let me know. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.